Greetings, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Lauren, Penelope, Jessie, and myself represent the creative team behind this proposed advertisement for your product, the Inkberry pen. Before we get into our presentation of the storyboard, we'd first like to talk to you about our vision for the Inkberry as a brand. As Mark Golb identifies in his 2009 model Emotional Branding, a 21st century market can no longer be captured and maintained by focusing on the function of the product. Instead, on the emotional aspect of advertising has become pivotal. The key to securing sales is now about engaging consumers on a level of senses and emotions and ensuring that there is a personality behind the product. We noted at the initial stage of the development of this ad that the persuasive understanding of modern societies, the pen is obsolete in any role other than a mundane note-taking tool. Our emotive concept for the Inkberry blossomed from this. We decided to aim for a transcendence of material worth and engage in restoring the magic of the pen. The brand should be something consumers want to buy into. Our brand is this: the ability to create freely and beautifully. Inkberry as a brand will be associated with freedom of self, enhancement of expression, and the romantic lifestyle. We are aiming our structured signification at creative types with a slight lean towards the female proportion of the demographic. We've also aimed at the age group 15 to 40.
An ad should be an extension of your branding, which Alan Laura Rees identified as a means of differentiating your product from all the products in the same niche. All pens essentially have the same function, so we utilised elements of communication and design theory to set Inkberry apart from its competitors in the semiotics of its presentation. For this advertisement, we propose a fragmentary and stylishly unpolished aesthetic using cut-together frames of footage, some of which are only a second long. We intend for this design to be a signifier in itself, linking in ideas of homespun art done with feeling and flair, if not a squeaky clean finish. It will appear quite personal, homey, and unique when compared with the typical clean ads for current mass-produced stationary equipment. This overall aesthetic is an example of a conventional sign. There is no direct visible link between the ad's aesthetic and these romantic ideas of expression and personality. But through consumers' own extra-textual understanding, we intend that viewers will associate these signifiers with the Inkberry pen. We've also selected this approach because it artistically appropriates certain broad features from the ad type currently favoured by technology companies like Telstra and Apple. This sharing of certain elements is an intertextual reference which will augment our brand concept. We intend for consumers to connect our brand with other elite communication systems, reinforcing its useful presence in the here and now. We want our pen to be seen as technology, as possessed of the ability to unlock worlds and share stories in a manner just as good as and more natural than computers and phones. Now, let's get into the specifics. This is what our ad will look like in terms of a storyboarded narrative. As we work through each frame, we will also explicate our design intentions and how we predict consumers to interpret signs within the ad based on extra-textual knowledge and pre-existing cultural conventions. We will also focus on intratextuality, as this plays a large role in the meaning-making process attached to our ad. There are many images within it that would not connote much on their own, but through their juxtaposition with other images create a dialogue and powerful persuasive signification. Frame 1 contains a focal male figure. He has a strong jawline, warm eyes, and a wry smile. Such features are conventionally associated with handsome men. His tassel rather than cleanly styled hair is intended to signify whimsy, freedom, and a creative soul, the Inkberry essential in the frame resting in his mouth. This placement, as well as the provocative direct eye contact he makes with viewers, is intended to augment his sex appeal. As Sukunlea Sawang states, sexual content like this can greatly increase the effectiveness of an ad by making associated products more desirable. In the next frame, we see him add to a drawing of a woman's face. This act indicates his romantic interest in her. The drawing begins to move, then transforms it into a real-life woman who is laughing. The laughing and shared creative experience is a conventional sign of an easy romantic relationship. We've not built any semiotic difference in power between the man and woman, which in itself is a signifier. This moves the emphasis onto the pen as a creative and communicative tool rather than cheapening as a method of attraction only. The transformation of the drawing into reality implies magical capabilities of the pen, signifying that it will help consumers shape their reality and attain their dreams. The time-lapse of budding leaves, which makes up frame 4, is positioned to augment the ideas of budding romance and the pen's contribution to burgeoning creative inspiration through intratextual framing. Frame 5 is extremely brief, a quick macro shot of ink seeping into a fingerprint. We intend for the audience to apply the extra-textual knowledge that a fingerprint is an index of a person's individuality. The ink also links to the pen by symbolizing the whole through one part. This intratextually connotes that the Inkberry allows consumers to express themselves in a unique and personal way. The next frame shows a man's hand with an Inkberry. He is writing a letter. When hands exchange the letter, we intend that readers will use their intratextual knowledge to form the idea that it is a love letter destined for the woman. This frame cuts to a time-lapse shot of a ripening berry. The juxtaposition of these two shots adds a layer of meaning to the latter. We intend for viewers to draw parallels between the ripening berry and developing passions between the man and woman. The Inkberry's prominence continues to suggest that it is responsible for the romance. Frames 9 and 10 are extremely overt in their meaning, showing the opening of the letter with an elegantly penned "I love you" cutting to a sweet kiss. This juxtaposition furthers the connotation that the Inkberry can enhance expression to the degree that it creates love itself. The next frame is a quick shot of an ink-coloured berry bursting. This may be intratextually interpreted as signifying orgasmic release, but also the burst of energy and colour that comes with creative inspiration, attributing both of those to the pen.
The next frame cuts to pages turning in a sketchbook, revealing glimpses of sketches with connotations of times past. It comes to rest on an image of a mischievous, beaming toddler. The sketch again transforms into a real-life toddler. The toddler wears gumboots and squishes mulberries between his fingers. These are both conventional signs which we intend for audiences to associate nostalgically with their own childhood or a generic childhood. We include the toddler as they are conventionally associated with playfulness and to signify the Inkberry can satisfy the literal child or the inner child of consumers in our target demographic. The ad circles back to the opening frame of the man sketching. He finishes the sketch, but it seems incomplete. The toddler then runs to him, spontaneously swiping his little hand covered in mulberry juice over the portrait. The couple laugh and kiss the child. The man signs the artwork to signify that it's now complete. The signifier of the family or displaying indexes of fulfillment, like smiles and kisses, is concluded by showing that the pen has helped the couple fulfill a stereotypical dream of happiness that extratextually viewers will deem as desirable and apply that feeling to the pen. The smudge of the mulberry juice on the sketch is a sign that connotes the ability to make your mark on the world and the joy and passion of creation. The ad concludes with Inkberry's signature and the slogan, "Create your world." The statement is a summation of the signs and threads of the narrative which play off each other to create more meaning. This solidifies the idea of a freedom of expression, freedom to be yourself, and the ability to attain love and happiness through purchasing an Inkberry pen.
The last element of our ad is the audio track. We have chosen a piano version of The Greatest by Cat Power. This choice was based on its significance as an intertextual reference to the indie film My Blueberry Nights. A considerable percentage of our target demographic will likely be familiar with this film, and we intend for them to connect the themes it portrays with our brand, namely offshoots of romantic creativity. This intertextual reference is also employed with the intention to grab the reader's sense familiarity with the song into their relationship with the products, thus making it more desirable. The note created an uplifted mood. We intend for this to make the audience more receptive to our persuasive combination of second verse and put them in the mood to purchase our Inkberry pen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. As you have seen, our brand concept and the subsequent advertisement stand out from the current stock of stationery providers. It restores the magic and romance of the quintessential writing tool. This ad efficiently employs semiotics and framing method to encourage the understanding that by buying an Inkberry, a consumer attains the symbolized romantic lifestyle, skill at impression and art, and inclusion in the echelon of society reserved for unique creatives.